Nah. What's up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka Shorty C94. Back at you again. Episode 79 of Shorty Sneaker Conversations. What's up, Carl? What's up, Keisha? What's up, T the Great? What's up, Roxana? What's up, Jordan? I'm about to send you the invites. Here we go. Hey, what's up?
Hey,
How are you?
good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you for being here today.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So I do want to apologize to you. I did not get to send the itinerary for the show. So if you wouldn't mind, we could go over it right now, just right quick.
Yeah.
So basically, it breaks down like a basketball game where, now we're in pregame. The first quarter is sneaker beginnings. Second quarter is more recent sneaker past. Third quarter is sneaker present. Fourth quarter is sneaker future. So,
Oh,
you know,
no.
before we get started, though, I do have to ask you, what's the most positive thing you've been able to take from the world since the pandemic started?
I would say connecting with people, connecting with family. That's probably the biggest thing because it's real easy to get busy in your personal life and kind of forget about what really matters. And I'm one of those people that lets like work consume me sometimes. So it was just like a solid reminder, like I need to make sure that I'm with my people always.
Okay, I respect it. Uh, my friend Keith said we are batching a little bit,
You know what?
There you go. So yeah, I'm actually about to come out of this jacket though. It's a little hot.
A little hot.
But yeah, I just stepped in the house. So okay. All right. Well, for everybody who doesn't know who you are, you're famous out here. But for those that don't know you, you mind telling everybody who you are, where you're from, what you do?
Well, hey y'all. I know some of you. I see Kiki in the chat, and she talked about you drinking your juice. Um, but I am Jordan. I go by your girl Jordan on here. I've had that username since I was probably in like the eighth grade because I can't never come up with nothing else creative. But I'm from Seattle, and I am a huge sneakerhead. I'm very into fashion. I like to inspire people to be comfortable with whatever they wear, inspire them to wear certain clothes, and just like to share my shoes with y'all and share my looks.
Okay. And for those of y'all that don't know me, my name is Chris. I'm from the mud. Okay. Nah, just joking. Just joking. But okay, let's jump right into the first quarter, sneaker beginnings. So what would you say is your earliest sneaker memory?
Oh man. So what I will say, I'll just share this because it's easy and it's what I always go back to. My first pair of shoes was a pair of Jordans. It was actually Jordan 14s, and I need to put my phone on do not disturb. One second. Can you hear
Shout out to
me?
everybody joining.
Um, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I would say my earliest sneaker memory is my first pair of shoes because my dad kept them. He's the real sneakerhead behind why I am the way that I am, and I've just taken it and ran with it on my own. But I would say that he got me my first pair of sneakers, and it was a Jordan 14. I cannot remember the name of the colorway right now, but it was the black and the green ones with the lime green. It's not like a highlighter green, but it's a bright lime green. And that was my
Yeah, and
first pair of shoes. Yes. And he had a matching pair. Every single pair of shoes that I've ever had, he has matched me up until now. We still do it.
okay. So you were born in 99?
Mm-hmm.
God, you were born in 1999.
Born
That
in
really
90.
old, by the way. How old are you?
I everybody calls me the baby on here.
Oh man. Nah, I mean I've literally got Nikes and stuff older than you, but it's good. It's good. You know, I appreciate that. Oh man. Okay, so your Indiglo 14s were your first shoes. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
All
Very
right, my bad. I was just gonna say, you know, what was that next shoe when you were a kid that was like, all right, I'm in this. You know, like I want these. I'm gonna ask my dad for these. What was that next shoe?
So the first shoe that like really got me started was honestly the Bread 11. But um the first shoe that I can remember like falling in love with as a child, I was probably in the 3rd grade, and it was the Jordan 1 Mid Alphas, where it had like him playing that
Mm.
black and white monochrome picture of him, and it was like the same color as the UNC blue. That was like my favorite shoe as a kid, and I needed that. And I still have that shoe sitting in my closet.
Yeah, the Alpha was an interesting thing because you know it was a Jordan 1 you could actually hoop in. I remember Wade wearing them and Quentin Richardson wearing them.
Right.
So that was definitely a moment. A lot of people don't remember about that shoe is it was actually on Nike ID for a little bit. So I always regret not making a pair because that's probably the closest we'll get to having a Jordan 1 that you can actually make yourself.
Right. Right.
You know, I made up one. It was like all these crazy colors, but I never ended up purchasing it.
Dang. It's
Yeah,
in your memory. It's in your memory.
yeah, I have a picture of it on one of I think on my PC. So, you know, one day, one day, then maybe they'll open that back up. So,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Now, being the daughter of a sneakerhead, you know, back in the day, you know, did that ever cause you any issues? Or was it ever like a shoe where, you know, your dad had it but you weren't able to get it or whatnot?
There, oh man. There's been a few shoes where I've taken the L and haven't been able to cop it for myself, or he hasn't been able to find it for me, but nothing to where I was like super super upset, cuz he always prioritized me first. More than anything, he would get me the shoe, and then if he liked it, he would get it himself, and then we would match, or we just both have them together. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. There was a shoe. It was I want to say it was a 3, and I can't even remember exactly what it was, but it came out probably my 8th grade or freshman year, and I was tripping because it was right there sitting in the store, and this was in the era where you could still find them sitting on the shelves, and we went in the store probably 6 times, and I was like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, and he was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And he kept asking me, and the one time that I was ready to pull the trigger, it was gone. It was gone with the wind.
What color was it?
It was it was red. It wasn't the red cement threes because those just came out last year again. It was a red 3. It's like very faint in my memory. I have horrible memory to be 22 years old.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's something we have in common. I mean, my father is why I'm the way I am in this life. You know, he was into basketball and sports, and he used to actually play in, you know, his shoes. So he always had sneakers, and I always had sneakers and clothes. But it was this in 4th grade. That was the year I got into basketball. I was 90, 91, and he came home with the black infrared 6. He had a
Nice.
short set, the bag, the hat. He had the whole kit. And I just remember looking at him like they were glowing, like, like. And he was like, "Yeah, I didn't get you these because I don't know your size, but you know, because this was a Friday, we can go down and go to the Foot Locker and get your foot measured, and you know, you can get these." And I remember having to choose between those and the Bo Jacksons with the 34 on the back, and I
Mm,
had the Jordans. I really wanted them both, but didn't really want to press my luck, so I just like
yeah.
let me get these. And I was in a grade school 5.5 at the time, back in the day. Wish I wore that size now. Be able to get all the kicks.
Honestly, everybody talks about missing the grade school days, and I'm like, I'm
Mm.
gonna enjoy my grade school days because my foot ain't going nowhere.
All right, now what size are you?
I'm a 6 youth.
Yeah, you can get anything, man. You can get the women,
Yes.
men's colors, the kids.
See, okay, that's how it is for previous releases, but now they're being a little bit less inclusive with sizing depending on the release. Like um the 5 that's coming out, that's like an Easter shoe. It's coming out either in May. I don't remember, but it's men's specific. It don't have my size. That's starting at size 7.
That pink 5 with the aqua bottom?
Yeah, that is starting at size 7.
That's surprising. What, 7 in women's or?
7 in men's because it's a men's release.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I always say if I had my choice, I would wear I probably would wear somewhere between a 6.5 grade school, probably to a 8 men's, because I'd be able to get everything. You know, I wear
Yeah.
11 through 12, so you know it's real specific on what I can get and what I can't.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but
The bigger your foot gets, the more complicated it gets.
yeah, I have a few women's releases in the cut. Some old, some new though. So, and I feel like y'all get better colorways and stuff like Air Maxes, and you know, I proud to say I work for Converse. You know, a lot of stuff that they come.
Hey.
You know, I'm like, damn, man, I wish this was a unisex, you know, color or whatever. So I'll be work salty, like, so they're coming out with this for women. All right, you know, so, but it's cool.
I feel that.
All right, well, let's jump ahead to more recent sneaker past Q2. So what was your first? I know your dad is, you know, a big catalyst in your kicks, but what was like your first job?
My first working job.
Mm-hmm.
I I haven't. So my dad always makes fun of me because he thinks that I've had too many jobs to be 22 years old, but I really haven't worked that many jobs. It's not as bad as he tries to make it seem. My first job was a I don't remember what the name of the actual position was, but I worked at Planet Fitness and I was just selling memberships and taking people on tours around the gym. And I stayed at that job for probably 3.5, 4 years. And I ended up getting promoted to be the weekend manager and one of the personal trainers there. So that was a whole shebang. That was the first place I worked at.
Wow. Okay. Well, I asked that to ask, what was that first pair of kicks that you bought yourself?
Okay, ooh. So, man, what was the first shoe I got with my own money? That's crazy. Because this is the thing. I'm very cheap. I'm very, very, very cheap, and I do not like to spend money. And I don't listen. I'm not saying that to say that my dad be buying all my shoes because now I'm really a monster and I will buy them all myself. But I didn't like to spend money like that on shoes on my own. But the first pair that I bought myself, like really myself, that honestly didn't start until like post COVID. Because I have a lot of shoes. My foot's been the same size since I was in about the fifth to eighth grade, in that range. I've had the same size foot. And I just kept all my shoes. And I wasn't that kid that would tear their stuff up because my dad was on me about taking good care of everything. So all the shoes that I like started posting photos in and everything, I had those for a long, long time. So post COVID, post pandemic, after everything happened is when I started getting kind of crazy. And the first shoe that I bought myself was probably, I got too many. I got too many. It was, I bought my foam runners and I bought all my dunks. I went dunk crazy. Like when they started heating back up, and I don't have any SBs. They're just recent releases. And the first one that I bought was the Dunk Low Black and White, the one that keeps getting re-released.
Yeah. It's come out quite a few times. I've seen, on your YouTube, how you said you kind of went in on the dunks. So, like how many pairs would you say you have?
As of current, I have the off-white lot 8 of 50. I have the cobalt blue, the Syracuse pink prime, vast gray, black and white. I'm sorry, y'all. This is really how I be processing things. I'm so slow. And UNLV,
The higher.
the lows.
Okay.
I'm missing some, but that's like 8 pairs right there.
Yeah. Before Converse, the Dunk was the shoe in my collection that I had the most of. Like one silhouette was the Dunk between the high. So I have a few mids in there as well. That's about the UNLV because that is I only want the high because I'm old. I like the old. I don't, so I really the high, and it's slipped through my fingers every single time it's come out. Dunks first started retroing in 1999, and I have my Michigan from back then.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, I didn't buy the UNLV then, and I mean they were only like $39.99 back then. I don't know why I had them. My Michigans were only $19.99 because they were the last pair. Stores used to do stuff like that. They damn near give the last pair away.
Yeah.
But the UNLV and the Kentucky, the royal blue and white, those are the two that have eluded me. I have all the other original colors, but yeah, it's crazy to see how it is now, because when the Dunk hype was the way it was in the 2000s, it was all just like, oh, if it's not an SB, it's just a regular shoe, so what? Now it's the other way around, I feel like.
It is. Straight up, people be dumping on SBs because they're thicker, they have more padding, and like it's an actual skater shoe. Mm-hmm. They intentionally made that shoe thick so it could be the skater shoe. And yes, Kiki, I have the vintage greens. That was the most recent post that I made, and I already forgot. But yeah, my brother is an SB head, and you used to be able to just walk into a store and pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
Like straight up.
Yeah, I mean, there was, I'll say from maybe 2003 to, I want to say maybe 2007, the SB Dunk was crazy. But yeah, the regular Dunks, like you said, you could just get them. I mean, I'll say half the Dunks I have, I paid less than $40 for.
Yeah, straight up. People didn't appreciate them like that. And now, like you said, it's the other way around. The regular Dunks are hard to come by. And the SBs, they're not easy to come by, but people aren't talking about them the way that they used to. And it's like, also another thing that I noticed on the resale, like if you're trying to do a reach back, especially on the UNLVs, I haven't seen the resale for those highs or if they're even available, but I know the Kentuckys are, and the high tops are always lower than the low tops in price.
That must be that way in your size, because of mine is. Like the cheapest UNLV high top I've seen, which was the 2016 retro, I seen a pair with some heel drag, and they were like $185 still with the heel drag. Because with Jordan 1s, Dunks, and Chucks, if the heel drag, Air Force 1s, any shoe that has like a flat bottom, if the heel drag is too bad, I just won't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like boats.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, any of those, the Syracuse is probably the one that's the worst, where I'm like, really, this orange and white shoe, this is the one people want $300 and $400 for. This one. Forget the red, forget the blue, the orange one. Okay.
It has to be that colorway. That's my favorite one to style, though. I don't know what it is, but that orange is just like very vibrant and very easy to work with.
Yeah. The Dunk is one of the shoes I've seen you in the most, so this is nothing towards you, but the way people act over them now, like, I don't even be wanting to wear them like I used to. Jordan 1s are like that, too. It's like, I look like everybody else, where before it was like, what the fuck is this nigga wearing? You know what I'm saying?
No, for real. No, for real. I'm
So
not offended by that at all because there's a lot of hype around all of these shoes. And like, I'm like, if I like it, I'm gonna wear it. That's how I operate. But everybody is only focused on ones, fours, dunks, and hype
and,
stuff.
yeah, and even the four is like it's surprising. The four and the five look so similar. The five is a lot more bulky than the four. It's also a lot more comfortable. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm surprised that the four, because that used to be the three. It used to be the one and the three.
Mm-hmm.
Even like 20, 15, 16, it was the one and the three. And of course the 11. The 11 is like an afterthought now. I never thought that that would be a
I
thing,
know.
but even with the ones, just being old, really old, I never thought the one would be the Jordan. I never thought that would happen. It's crazy. They're cheap. They're easy to resell. I get it, but I never thought the one would be the it Jordan because, you know, people used to treat it like a two, like how people treat twos now.
I
Like
need people to stop disrespecting twos, though. I need people to stop disrespecting twos. I really like twos.
yeah. Well, how do so you're happy about the resurgence of them and all of these collabs with these people?
I did. I like the union ones. I like the union ones, but I'm like, I was iffy on getting them. And I haven't gotten them. So if I end up getting them, it's going to be a major reach back. But I haven't made my mind up yet. But I have twos, and I need to pull them out more. There's a lot of stuff that I have that I don't wear, and I need to push myself to actually wear it.
They sure bought them you. Yeah, Keandra, they did. I mean, we were just talking about that, her and I, because if that was just a regular two that was at Champs or Foot Locker,
Nobody's going for it.
just probably me, her, maybe you, a couple other
Mm.
people.
That's one of the reasons that I didn't necessarily want it, because I'm like, everybody and their mama is just going to want to pick this up because of the hype behind it. But y'all don't actually appreciate the silhouette.
Yeah, but I still, they're going to try it, but I still don't think twos are going to end up being a thing.
Mm-mm.
The way I look at it, the Just Don 2 is the best two ever made. You know what I mean? And that was pre-pandemic, and that was at a time where there was still people waiting in line because it was right around the time the Adidas Yeezy came. But if that didn't make the two a thing, I don't think anybody else can. Even
Mm-hmm.
with so okay,
They're going to
well,
try.
got you. Now, around the time you bought that first sneaker, whatever it is, what clothing brands were you accessorizing with that shoe back then? When you were younger.
Nike. Nike. All I wore was sweatsuits, the shorts, all that. My dad would buy me the matching t-shirts, like all that. That is my bread and butter. If it wasn't that, it was just regular jeans from like American Eagle or something random. Um, but I've always been kind of simple. I've never had super flashy name brand clothes on. It's always been kind of just very athleisure, very chill.
All right. So if you were born in '99, you came out in 17.
Graduated?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. The only reason I asked is because since we're talking about clothes this hot little minute, that was there were a lot of different shifts in clothes in that time. You know,
Fast fashion was a huge thing back at that era.
like 2012 going into 13. That was when like ASAP hit the scene, and niggas was wearing the leather pants and the leather tank tops.
The
Uh,
whole outfit.
so you go from that to Versace reemerged, and then you know just a lot of brands and fashion really blew up in that time. So I do have to ask with you because you're from Seattle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the fashion like out there? You know what I mean?
We
Like
basic. We basic. So basic. It's either there's no in between. It's either you're gonna get the flashiest person on the street or you're gonna get you're going to get somebody who's bumming it all of the time, their entire life. Because our weather sucks. Like, we have good weather, but it sucks. And if you have a lot of shoes, you can't wear them in this weather because it's constantly wet, it's constantly rainy. I am not pulling out my suede shoes. I don't care how much waterproofer I spray on them. I don't care how much protectant I spray on them. I'm not pulling them out on days like today. It has been dumping rain all day long, and all people really wear is sweats. We are known for our puffer jackets, just like New York. Like, if you live in Seattle and don't have no puffers, I don't know what you got going on. You're not from here. You're probably not born and raised here. You probably moved here from somewhere else. But that's Seattle fashion for real. Sweats, puffer jackets, athleisure because it's Pacific Northwest. People be wearing leggings and dry fit everywhere they go. Very, very simple.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he's not from there, obviously, but my best friend, he lives in Seattle. He's been there for a couple of years, and he's basically said the same thing you know say about the weather. I didn't realize that it rained that much.
I think it's the change in climate because we usually have really good springs and really good summers, but winter and fall is intense. It's like every single day is rain. You're not getting no sun. It's constantly wet, constantly gloomy outside. That's why our seasonal depression rates are so high because there's no sun.
Okay, because like I live in I live in North Carolina now, but I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Mm-hmm. What's it like over there? Because I don't know much about Ohio.
It's well, at least Cleveland, you know, it snows a lot. You know, we get about 60 inches of snow a year, roughly. Yeah, we get a lot of snow. I mean, it varies from year to year, but it's usually around 60. It actually snowed there today because it rained here. Usually, what we get here in North Carolina is like a watered down version of whatever Cleveland gets, even though we're 500 miles away. But it's overcast most of the time because like here it sunshines like every day, and I'm not used to that. Like, it's constant sunshine here to the point where like my wife is son, they love it, but I miss the overcast. I mean, for anything, it was a lot easier for me to take pictures of myself and my shoes at home than it is
Really?
here. Yeah, because I don't like for it to be no shadow in my pictures.
Okay. Yeah, you do got, unless you got a bunch of blinds around the house to just block all that natural light, you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, and here, like at our house back home, the kitchen was white, so it was easy for me to take pictures in there. If it's too sunny, it's like I could just go in the kitchen. But here, it's different, so I can't really like I have to go outside to take the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I don't do it by if I don't take my pictures probably by 10 o'clock, it'll be too sunny outside. Now I have a shadow in my picture. I I hate that. Let's see here. My friend Kit Game Crazy 04. It keeps snowing in Ohio, and then the next day it's in the 60s. We can't win right now, and I'm still in sweats and puffers. Now, she's in Columbus, which Columbus is in the middle of Ohio. Cleveland is at the top, right on Lake Erie. So they get much, much better weather in Columbus. Probably only snows about a third of what it snows in Cleveland.
Dang.
Cincinnati, even better weather. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's how it is in Seattle right now, though, because like I said, we normally have good springs, meaning obviously we still get the rain and the wind, but it's still sunny. Because I was born in August. I need heat. That's just my whole entire element. And this year alone has been the craziest year that I can remember. And like I said, my memory is horrible, so there's probably been worse years in the mix. But in my adulthood and my actual awareness of things that are happening in the world, we have had some crazy weather this year. It just snowed like last week. I can't tell you the last time it snowed in April in Seattle. I was so good off that, and I was so mad. And again, by April, it's normally sunny. I can start wearing shorts again, and like I like to wear shorts and baggy t-shirts. So that would be my spring fashion, my summer fashion. I can't do none of that. You see this big old shacket? Like, no. This weather's crazy.
Now keep in mind, I was born in December. so I don't really mind the cold, in the dark. So I have a lot of I got rid of a lot, but I still have a lot of coats and jackets. I'm a coat and jacket kind of guy. Like I was pumped for today because I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be cold. It's only gonna be in the 50s, so I can wear this hoodie because every other day this week is at least 70 or going into the 80s, and I'm
We
not.
can trade. We
Hey,
could trade.
my wife, but if we could, I would because I'm not ready for it to warm yet. I just, like I just cut the grass last Monday, and it looks like I didn't even do anything to it
Yep.
because
That's annoying. That's annoying.
it's so much sunshine and the grass grows so much faster here that I have to like constantly be on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we could jump right into halftime. You know what I'm saying? Now, before we go any further, do you have any questions for me? Anything?
I am curious because we were talking about like ones and how you weren't expecting ones to be as hype as they are now. It just kind of sparked a question in my mind because everybody likes ones, but I've noticed recently people like ones that are like beat up. They look worn. How do
Mm.
you feel about the trend of people buying shoes that purposely look worn or off-white or um, vintage?
Um, that's one of the things where my wife and I are the opposite. She has a lot of sneakers as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like old looking stuff. I have a lot of actual old shoes, stuff from the 90s and the 80s that's still wearable that I wear along with the new stuff. So I like it. I do think it's a little crazy that people are buying brand new shoes and then trying to make them look old.
Yeah, they're
But
doing the most.
there are certain shoes that actually look better um, worn than dead stock. Like I do feel like all right, for instance, I have two pairs of Royal Ones from 2017. I have the pair that I got on release day, and then I have a pair that I got a couple of years ago from a friend. He just needed some money, and he sold them to me for like $40. The midsole was a little dirty and a little yellowed, but there wasn't really any heel drag, and the shoe
Hmm.
was really broken in. And like if I'm wearing that colorway, I'm gonna wear that color before the one I bought on release day because since I've only worn that one maybe once or twice, it's covered in glitter. Because the a lot of the older, or I'll say from 2013 through 2018, a lot of the black based ones, if you keep them in the box, this mold will form and it looks like glitter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
since I've only worn that Royal, because I have that other Royal, the Royal is like covered in glitter because I've only worn it a few times. Now it just wipes right off. So if I wanted to wear them, it'd be cool. But um, I don't mind it with certain colorways. Some color, like if I was, what the crimson tints are, right? The one
Yeah,
like something like that. Like I need those to look new. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, but certain ones, a Shadow or Royal or Black and Red or Chicago,
Hmm.
some of those originals, it's
It was
cool.
good, kind of vintage.
Now I don't like what I didn't like. I didn't like the Nigel Sylvester ones. That was too far.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling those either.
Yeah, those wasn't hitting for me. If somebody gave them to me, oh thanks, man. I appreciate that, but I'm not going to buy that. So,
No, you're not spending money on that.
but it's only certain shoes like the fours, the Columbia four and the Oreo four, because they're made out of actual leather. They look
Yeah,
better when you wear them.
yeah.
So it just depends on the shoe. With Levins, you can't beat Levins. Levins gotta look new, or it's like
I listen. I am I'm so triggered because I would just say I have spent the past like 3 days trying to get a scuff out of my braids that has got it has become part of my shoe, and it's not even my fault because I work in a school. I'm an educator as of currently, and I am like kind of like a dean of students, so I have to get in the mix when people are fighting and doing all that. And I had my breads on last week, and this kid stepped on my shoe as I'm like trying to push them apart before they start fighting, and this scuff is just It's one line. It's really not bad, but it's enough to piss me off because I like my 11s to be super crisp. And I've only broken these out like 4 times, maximum of 4 times. And now there's a scuff living on them and it's not coming out. It's like it has taken the shine off of the patent leather. I tried the nail polish, I tried the acetone, the magic eraser, I did all that.
Huh. So what color is the scuff? White?
No, it's like, where's my box? I'm gonna just show you because this is ridiculous. Like, I'm angry. I'm so hurt about this because it ain't even my fault that it's on it. It is pristine up until that little line. Do you see that?
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, I see it a little bit.
Yep. Izzy said, call your parents and tell them we need to square up. The kid needs to run me another pair of breads at this point because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's.
It's painful. It's painful.
I'm sorry, Jordan. How did how does your name spelling come about?
My dad's name is Rodney, and it's RHODNEY, hence the silent J in my name, JHORDYN.
Okay, fair enough. Got you.
He didn't want it to be basic. Like, he didn't want it to be Jordan because he knew he was gonna have me in shoes because everybody asked if I was named after Michael Jordan. That is not the case at all. So that's one of the reasons he didn't want me to have the typical spelling. And he also liked the Y at the end. And since he also has a silent H, he gave me the silent H.
Got you. Okay. Well, before we jump into the third quarter, did you have any other questions for me?
What's your grail? What's your grail?
Okay. Let me show y'all. Some people in the comments said my wife may be hating, but I gotta show. All right. So hopefully it's still up. Let me wave at this person. All right. I'm just waiting for my computer to start. But it's the shoe. It's called the Air Max 2 94. It's a see my wife.
That's not the 94 again.
Oh man.
Kiki said, "Oh Lord."
Yeah, they all know.
To start roasting you.
They all know. It's everybody's laughing because I've talked about this shoe on. Yeah, everybody's going in. It's good though.
I closed the tab.
Yeah, but this shoe it's never been retroed. It came out with the CB 94 and the Trainer 94, but it's never been retroed. And I always say that if this shoe ever retroed, I would quit. I just sneakers. You know what I mean? So
no.
Tab, so I'm waiting for it to start back up. I feel like running to go get my Mac, but it's all the way over there. So I'm gonna just it may be locked. But yeah, it's they're gonna mess around and release them because he keeps talking about them. I hope so. Yeah.
They are on your neck. They are on your neck.
It's all right. Stop lying to this young lady. All right, the Google is up, so I'm gonna show it in just a second. But I mean, it's quite a few, but this is like the top of them. I mean, another grail that I kind of forgot about until actually earlier today. I was talking to one of my coworkers. One would be the Nike Dunk High, the Pharrell. All black pair with a silver swoosh, and it's got the NERD brand.
Yeah. I've seen those.
But let me show you this shoe.
So what I'm seeing in this chat is that we all need to orchestrate some kind of plan to get him this shoe. We're gonna make a GoFundMe and get the coins and get him the shoe.
Yeah, yeah, because this shoe was like I would literally tear up if this happens. So okay, here it is. So find the best picture possible. Sorry this is taking so long.
You're good. You're good. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog in the back barking because she's obnoxious.
It's all good.
One GoFundMe a month for everybody's grill. I'm here for that. I'm here for it. She said, y'all, he's been talking to me about this shoe for over a decade. Dang, we need to get you the shoe.
So I'm gonna go get
That's almost half my life.
So here it is right here.
It's about to X out on you.
Yeah, I should have went and got my Mac instead, because then I would still have the lights.
Do the kids think you're... Yes, they always think that I'm a student, and they be trying me.
Damn it.
This HP's giving you trouble.
Yeah, I don't really use it that much, but yeah. You can't really see the colors. Let me get one of these back. But yeah.
Even Google tired of researching. I'm tired of y'all. Leave him alone.
Damn, is he? Really? Yeah, everybody, it's cool. I'll send you a picture of it, a good picture.
Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
It's the shoe where, yeah, I would quit sneakers if they retro these.
Dang.
So, but there's a few others, but that's the main one.
That's the main one. All right.
Never retro. They're from 1994.
We're gonna have to figure that one out. We starting a GoFundMe.
Yeah. Well, we'll jump into the third quarter, which is sneaker present. It's usually the most colorful part of the show. So, where has been your go-to place to get sneakers post-pandemic?
Champs has always been loyal to me, but as far as my reachbacks, which is primarily what I've been getting because, you know, none of us get any kind of love on the sneakers app and all these other apps that we have to raffle and try for. So GOAT has been like one of my go-tos. I have bought entirely too much off of GOAT specifically, and Flight Club. And they be taxing the most, but like I appreciate Flight Club because I know I'm getting quality product and I've never had issues with it, because I was always really sketched out by StockX and like all of the resellers. And honestly, Stadium Goods be taxing worse than Flight Club.
Absolutely.
So Flight Club and GOAT are my main two sources.
Okay. How long have you been into reachbacks?
Since I started working. Because like I said, I can't remember. I have the worst memory ever, but I can't remember when or what shoe I got when I first started working at Planet Fitness. But I know that my primary sources were always Flight Club. And honestly, at that time, I really wasn't buying shoes for myself. I bought my dad shoes. I bought him the Carmine 6s because that's like one of his grills. And he would not buy it for himself. So for his birthday, when I was working that job, I ended up getting him that shoe.
That was very nice of you.
You know, that's my bestie. That's my dog.
Good. It's good to see. It's good to see. Okay. So do you know how many pairs you have?
Absolutely not. Too many.
I got you. Yeah. I don't know how many I have either. I just know it's a lot. There's certain parts of the collection where I'm like, yeah, I have this many of this or this many of that, but it's only
Yeah,
I can do that with.
I would say like I'm in the double digits for the amounts of 12s, not 12s, the amounts of 11s and ones and 11s, ones, fives, and fours are probably the most that I have, aside from dunks. And dunks is just recently, but
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of shoes. I haven't counted since I went in my closet and tried to like reorganize everything, and I really need to reorganize again. But
I mean, I'm off tomorrow, so a good part of tomorrow I'm going to be in my garage trying to reorganize my Converses.
mm-hmm.
So that's probably going to be an all day thing. So I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah,
These comments, my wife, how many dead stock pairs you got? Shorty C94.
trying to call you out.
Yeah, I mean, we I'll just put it like this. You know, we've been married for years. I'm a shit talker and a complainer. So these questions are a result of that. Because I
I
was
love
just,
her for it. I love her for it.
because, well, man, you got all these shoes you ain't even wore yet, but I can't say anything because I do.
That, listen, you just like my dad. One day I'm gonna get my dad on here because he's so like he's not anti social media, but he's not out there with it. He's so low key. Like you would never expect him to have as much as he has. And I'm I'm not the same, but I'm the same in a sense because I don't go flashing like the entire collection. But I will show what I have through the outfits and not be super upfront with it.
No, I feel it, because people, especially on Facebook and the Facebook groups I'm in where I post my stickers, they'll be like, man, we got to have a picture of the collection. And I'm like, a picture? I'm like, you know, I feel like Clark Kent. I'm not on no bragging or boasting, but, I probably would need a full length feature film to show all of my shit.
No, seriously. Seriously.
Like, I can't. I was doing on my YouTube, it's been over a year now too, where I was going through each Jordan number and I got up to 6,
Mm-hmm.
as far as like the collection. And I'm like, man, it's taking hours to edit this video. These videos are hours long. So I just stopped. It's just
Yeah.
it's too much. So I feel it.
And then because like nobody thinks about how much really goes into it. Editing on your own, not having an editor, that's enough in itself to have people out here like, this isn't for me. But um, having to go into the collection and organize by silhouette is different,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you have a lot of the same silhouette,
Yeah.
especially up to a certain number. And you said that you were on YouTube and you got to 6. That's impressive in itself because I know you got a lot.
Yeah, the one video was the worst just because, I mean, and it's grown since at the time I had 51 pairs of ones when I made the video either last year or late 20. And it just took so long to do it. And I had to have the Jordan 1 commercials, other stuff about the shoe, because I want people to really learn about the shoe when I'm making these videos.
Right, right.
Um, so I had all 3 Jordan 1 commercials in it. I went through every shoe I had at the time, and it just took so long. So I really would like to do that, but I just don't know when when that can happen because it's such a commitment. You got to be
Like
committed to,
that's like somebody else got to come film this for me.
yeah. So it's you know the 5s and 6s were a lot. Like the 3s weren't too bad, but yeah, I got up to 6 and I was like, man, I don't know when I'm gonna do this again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Assuming.
yeah. Okay. Well, as far as L's are concerned, has that happened to you?
L's on releases that I wanted.
Yeah, like has that happened where you missed some?
Yeah. Yeah. Um I am somebody who does frequent reachbacks if I have the money for it. One of the L's that like really hurt me was the Aleli May 14s. I really wanted that shoe, and it was releasing like right by my birthday. And when I didn't hit on sneakers, I was like, okay. And the resale, I looked at the resale and I was like, it's more than I want to pay, but it's really not as bad as it could be. Especially when people think about the Melody Asadi shoes, like that, man.
Yeah.
You got your head, like you already know those shoes go up quickly. So my most recent L was probably the Aleli Mays, but I got the reach back and I went ahead and grabbed them. But the one that really like pains me is the Off-White 4. I wanted that shoe so bad. And there is no way on God's green earth that I am dropping $1,700 on it.
Yeah, because it's just a 4.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've taken some, like 2021 was the year of the L. Like, I've never taken last year. Like,
we were all like kind of rattled by the amount of losses we took for real, because nobody, even if we took an L, it wasn't like back to back to back like that. It's like you had maybe one for every 20 pairs of shoes you went for.
Yeah. I mean, every dunk that I tried to get last year, I took an L on.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was an SB or a regular one, like, of all the dunks I have, I only have 2 newer dunks. I have a Nike Bayou pair, and I got the Veneer dunk from the Ugly Duckling pack when it came out in 20. And I won that during a doctor's visit. So I was trying to listen to the doctor and trying to win these shoes at the same time. So
Right.
I couldn't really get too elated because I wanted to make it seem like I was listening. Which I'm still sort of listening, but you know,
Doc is sitting here like, is he gonna get, you hear me? You know what medicine you're supposed to take? What's up?
Yeah. So yeah, that was how it was too. Yeah, it was like that. The patta, the blue pattas and the Off-White 2s were L's for me. Because I just really like 2s. It's not about it being a Virgil thing or how we were talking earlier about the Union 2s. I just like 2s.
Yes.
It's like how I used to have to tell people back in the day, like, no.
Oh, I can't hear you. Your sound cut out.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Motherfuckers always want to call me when I'm doing this shit, but you know what I'm saying?
I texted people. I said, listen, leave me alone. Leave me alone. And they still on here.
Yeah. Let me, gosh. Shit is frustrating. Yeah, I don't even think this dude is in my watch where I can text him back. And I ain't even going to try to find it. Yeah, but there's a lot of L's. Here, give me 1 second.
You're good.
I am taping a show. I will call you back later. It said, I am typing a shell. I'll call you back later.
I can't stand Siri. I cannot stand Siri.
Oh, man.
Act like you know everything.
Yeah. Oh, man. A lot of L's. I mean, any of the Virgil stuff, it's frustrating because it's nice. I've always liked the deconstructedness of it, but it's just always been so hard to touch.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Boy, they're really lighting me up in these comments. One of the things I hate the most, because I always put these shows on my YouTube after, the comments, man. I wish I could tape the comments too.
Yeah. Instagram needs to add that as a feature because they do it for YouTube lives. You still see all the live chat.
Chris using his watch like a dad. Ooh. Dick's right.
See, and now my Instagram ain't even updating in the comments. I can't even see the live comments.
Oh yeah, they're killing me in these comments. If you want, you can go out and come back in. It might show you the comments then. I had to do that yesterday when my wife and I were doing our show. It's up to you.
I'll go back out. I'll go out and come back in. Hold on.
I'm gonna need y'all to chill with all these hateful comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Like, what could I say? I love y'all though. Let's see if we can get our guest back. I'll invite her back. All right. There we go.
We're back, and I see the comments again.
Yeah, but it's good. I mean, hey, if it's gonna make the show better, you know, be looking stupid or crazy or whatever, old, you think he Inspector Gadget with that watch. My wife is the worst one. I mean, she's upstairs now or over there or wherever, you know, just but it's good.
Yeah. They're gonna stop coming for y'all and be grateful that you even know how to work it. Because my dad, listen, you're not bad. You don't know my father, so you're not bad. He come up in my room when I'm mid video, like literally filming, and he's like, Jordan, I need you to fix my Bitmoji's not working. I'm like, sir, sir, this can wait. This can wait.
Hey, it's all good. You know, we try to figure it out. You know, but yeah. All right, where are we at? We're talking about L's. Okay. So, with you being a lady into sneakers, you know, streetwear and whatnot, do you feel like there are any extra challenges or, you know, extra hurdles you have to overcome, you know, to get recognition in this game, or does that matter to you at all?
I'm like, I've just kind of been a floater the entire time. I never thought that I would get to the point that I'm at right now with a following of 10K. Like, that is very, very crazy to me. And I'm very, very grateful. But it's just like, I always just do what I want. You know, I'm not worried about fitting into trends. I'm not worried about posting what everybody else is already posting. Like, I definitely post content that's similar to other people, but I just enjoy posting whatever I post, you know? And I like to support all of the soul sisters and all the people in the community because everybody that I've connected with thus far has been really genuine. So I haven't even really faced that really negative side of it. And I really hope and pray that it stays that way. It probably won't, especially as more people come in. But I'm just grateful for everybody that's been here the entire time, like everybody. And there definitely are challenges because as women, the second that we express our opinion on something, people want to jump down our throat and say that you're doing too much, especially being Black women. So having opinions on the internet is always dicey and always iffy. And with sneakers, I feel like people still need to respect us for real. They're saying that they respect us, but there's a lot of people that still don't really respect us. But I'm just floating, posting what I want, trying to be positive and remain positive.
Okay, I respect that. Now, I know that your dad is, you know, into sneakers even still. But your significant other, you know, are they into sneakers as well?
He is. He is. I've kind of made him more of a monster than he was. But he was definitely into shoes beforehand because we went to the same high school. We didn't start actually dating until after high school, but like after we graduated. But I wore my shoes in school too. I've always been one to wear my shoes. I do still have quite a few dead stock, but it's not the same rate as my father's. It's not the same rate as a lot of people. If I can, I'm going to put it straight to my feet. A lot of it is dead stock because of the weather conditions. I just like to take care of my stuff.
Okay. Now, as someone who's subscribed to your content, I follow you. You're always, you have a lot of lookbooks and styles as far as your shoes and how you dress. So when you get a shoe, how often do you, or how soon is it before you run it through? Or do you have in mind what you're going to wear when you're purchasing the shoe? Or does it all just kind of come together like a things, you know what I'm saying? You rise up and you got to fit. Like, how does that happen?
Well, I tend to pick the shoe before I pick the clothes. So I end up buying the clothes around the shoe.
Mm.
So I'll I'll see a shoe and I'll like it. I'm not even thinking about what I already have in my closet. Like if it's that obvious, I'll think about it. But if it's just a shoe that I have my eyes on and I like it, or it's gonna present me with a challenge to style it, I'm gonna just try and grab the shoe and worry about the clothes later. Because you can always figure that out.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm the type where I'll just ice the shoe until I figure out what I'm going to do with it. That's why there's so many
Exactly.
pairs, because I'm like, I've ran these through. I will say, since I'm over 40 now, there is an element to not caring as much as I did, where I've kind of reintroduced solid t-shirts,
Mm-hmm.
not where it's got the pocket, but just a white shirt or a black shirt. Um,
Yeah.
in the cold months, I always say the white hoodie for the winter is just a gray hoodie with nothing on it. I love those. So sometimes with certain shoes, if I just want to wear them or I'm thirsty and it's like, well, I can't figure it out, so I'm gonna just do this. That doesn't usually happen, but it happens. So
Mm-hmm.
as it, please stop. You have them on ice because you have too many. You have stuff to wear.
She getting you. She getting you.
Yeah. So like I was saying, I I I will wait at ice shoe. Like I've had the LD waffles, the clot ones, since I don't know, November or something like that, and I just came up on a shirt that I'm gonna wear soon with it. It's a vintage Nike shirt, so there are certain stuff where I'll wear it, like with the craft ones. I
Mhm.
wore them with something, but then I realized I had something better, so it's like, damn, now I gotta wait till fall again to wear that sweater with them because it's too hot. So
No.
that happens.
It
That's why I'm
does.
still in the cooler climate where I can wear hoodies until June. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want, but
You need to come see your boy in Seattle because this weather will supply you exactly what you want.
yeah. Wow, red table talk in the comments, healing. Yeah, yeah, it's like Jada and Will, but it's good. Um, yeah. So before we go into the fourth quarter, where we're talking about sneaker future, you did ask me what my grail was. What is yours?
Man, it's so hard for me to choose my grails because I've had grails throughout the journey. So my first grail, like I had said earlier, was that Alpha One because that was like the first shoe from being a really, really young child that I really, really, really liked. And I kept it. I still have it. It's beat. It's beat to all hell. But and I can't wear it because it's too small, but I'm gonna keep it just as like a memoir of that part of my childhood.
Sure.
And um as I got older, the grail for me became the breads. Like I share this with Mo, I share this with Janine. Everybody liked the breads. Everybody liked the breads. But as I got older, the breads is really what started it for me because I was handed down my mom's OG pair. And then I copped the lows and then I copped the highs, which now have a scuff on them. So that one might have to be my one to rock. And I might have to get another one to stop because that is triggering my entire soul. But
Now you said Janae, what, sneaker vibes only?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that. When she was one of my first episodes. I think she was episode 10. Uh,
Yep.
really adamant about the black and red 11s because for me, I don't feel like there's an 11 better than the Concord myself, but you can only wear them at certain times and certain conditions. The weather has to be perfect. So where with the the black and reds, like I have a pair from '01 and I have the
Mhm.
newer pair. I usually just wear the pair from '01 because they're like tanks and I've worn them in every possible situation. Snow,
Yep.
whatever, hooping, however. So
Right, right.
I feel you on that. But okay. That's a good grill. My wife at one point in time, that was hers. I got them for her, and I really wished I would have recorded that because her reaction was priceless. About
Priceless.
that in the comments. Talk about that in the comments. But all right, we'll jump to the fourth quarter, which is sneaker future. What direction do you see your collection going in the future?
Man, it's hard to say because of the culture right now. I want to expand because I am heavily into Jordans and heavily into Nike in general. I do have a few pairs of Converse, so shout out to you working at Converse. I do have a few pairs of Vans, and I have quite a few pair of Yeezys. I don't wear my Yeezys like that. And it's not just because Kanye's acting crazy. I just don't wear my Yeezys very often unless it's the slides because they're super, super freaking comfortable. But I don't pull out my 350s like that. And I just, I want to see myself expanding. I want to see myself maybe even checking out New Balance, especially since they highlight so many black content creators and just black creatives in general. They got a lot of people that are working behind the scenes of color. And I respect that a lot. And that makes me want to go reach out into their brand because they got a lot of dope colorways too. I'm still trying to get more into the silhouette of the shoes, but I do like the colorways that they come out with. So my future, I hope it just involves expansion. I'm always going to be a Jordan head regardless. I'm always going to be on all of these silhouettes because I'm so deep in it now, it would be nearly impossible for me to just let it go. But yeah.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Well, what is on your immediate radar next? Like the next releases you're going to be trying to get?
I want that 11 for when the women's release 11, the low. I don't remember the name of the colorway, but they went over on the sneakers live and and the first thing that really caught my attention with that shoe is the fact there's going to be a second pair of laces. Like that's such a stupid reason, but it's one of the main reasons that I like that shoe because I have never in my entire life, I know it's not that long, but I have never in my entire life seen them come out with an 11, especially for women with a second pair of laces. And purple is my favorite color in any variation.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know your wife is not happy. I think I saw her story post. She was like, "This is such a disappointment."
Well, I have a theory, and I've shared it on lives. I've definitely said it to Keandra before, QC Kiki Cutie, and my wife. Um, I really feel like there's a regular purple 11 somewhere in some warehouse somewhere, but it's just too good to come out with. I really feel like they do that. Like, nah, these are too good. We can't come out with these yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they go through another dry period, like how Adidas won 2015 and 16. If they ever get in a situation like that, you'll start seeing shit where it's like, oh shit, they coming out with this, but everything is good now, so they ain't got to do that. So
Right.
because like there's a real shattered backboard 3.0 somewhere that's just like the black and red one, but it's orange.
Yep.
Of course there is, but it's just too good to come out with.
Yep. They're saving that for when things get real, real rough. Because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like their releases were rough for a minute there, a cool minute. At least in my personal opinion, there was a phase. I think it was probably my senior year, and as I was graduating, where I slowed way down on actually copying shoes and just stuck with what I already had because everything that they were coming out with was like rushed and the quality wasn't there. And I feel like they're kind of cycling back to that in a sense. The colorways are definitely um, better in my opinion from that era, at least comparing it to that era from what I remember. But man, the quality is so hit or miss. The quality control is so hit or miss.
Yeah, like, so yeah, I mean that actually happened when you were in high school. Like, to me, from when the Bordeaux 7 retro July 18th of 15,
Mm-hmm.
all the way really until the 10, the first Virgil collection, Nike was in the backseat to Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a solid year and a half where it was still a lot of good stuff that came out in 2016. There's a lot of OG Jordan 1s and OG highs and other retros, Air Maxes that got hot. So it wasn't like Nike was down bad, but
Yeah.
they needed the 10 and that Huarache hype, which kind of turned into Air Max 97 hype, and it kind of brought Nike back. So
Mm-hmm.
that could happen again. And I say when that happens again, that's when a lot of this stuff will come out.
I agree. I
There,
agree. Because they got stuff sitting. Somebody made a comment. I don't know who it was, but they were saying that the cherries that are coming out this December have been sitting in the warehouse for years.
yeah, probably so. I mean, like whenever they come out with the 13, I instantly think that it was some sample from 97 or 98 or from the first retro 2004-05. Like, it's one of those two where, yeah, they made these back in the day and they just never came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel that way with certain shoes. Or they've also been bringing back a lot of shoes that were originally PEs and they'll just switch it up a little bit.
Yep.
Leather will make it suede, or with suede will make
Tiny little minuscule changes.
the purple. Let's make it Concord purple instead of true purple. I really think there's a guy
They were
somewhere,
like, let's throw in a little razzle dazzle with that.
like, we're going to bring back the 14. So since it was infrared, make it varsity red.
Varsity.
Varsity.
Red.
So it'd be different for the.
That's, oh my God, what shoe was it? What shoe was it? Was it the infrared 6? They're like the OG version, or was it the 5? I can't remember. But they made that slight little color change. The slightest little color change.
Any Jordan with red on it, they always change the red every different time it comes out.
That's true.
Any Jordan, but like with the infrared 6, like a lot of people think that the 2010 pair with the darker red was the OG, but it wasn't, but a lot of people prefer it, and it's fine. But, when it came out in 2014, it was like really pink, which.
It was a pink. It was.
Yeah. But that's how I remember my pair from 91 being, so I think there were varying shades for everybody who got some back in the day.
Yep. Because I have the pair that it's very, very bright pink, and that's why they actually call it infrared. But
yeah,
I've seen the pair that's like that deeper red tone too, and I
Mm-hmm.
just noticed how they make these little tweaks, these little tiny tweaks.
Yeah, like I've seen Jordan. I've seen pictures of Jordan in pairs that look pink. I've seen them in pairs that look dark red. So I think it just varied on which pair you got that day.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 91, some pairs were pinker, some pairs were more red. But when the shoe comes back, I like to try to get it as close to the original as possible.
Right.
The majority of these originals aren't wearable anymore.
Right.
But yeah. So before we close off, I really appreciate you, being on here. I know there's a crazy time difference, and I'm 3 hours ahead of you, so I really appreciate you.
It's
All
good.
But before we go, did you have any other, questions for me?
I would say, what are your future sneaker plans? Like, what do you see yourself doing, not only content wise but collection wise?
I really don't know.
And that's fair. We're all figuring it out.
All right, the logical adult in me knows that I don't really need all of this stuff. But sneakers have been such a large part of my life. I've met a lot of people, and I've gotten a lot of opportunity just from sneakers. My wife is into sneakers. A lot of these people in the comments I wouldn't know if it wasn't for sneakers. whether they're from Cleveland or from out here or from wherever. You know,
Right.
I'd be talking to you now if we weren't both in this. So it's hard
Right.
to say. What I'd really like to happen is for this to lead to something else. Um, I really would like to keep doing this. Um, I can't believe this is my 79th episode of the show already.
And
But
that's so dope.
yeah, I appreciate that. As far as the sneakers themselves, my wife can attest to this if she wants to comment, since she's been commenting so heavy. This year, or this time, more than any other time since I've been doing this, like I can't think of a time where I cared less about Jordans than I do right now. You know, Jordans are still a pillar of my collection,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want them the way I used to want them.
Yep.
It's when I get a Jordan now, most of the time it's just replacing an older version of the same shoe.
Yeah, there are like all the shoes that are valuable, like hold real value, are just re-releases or
Mhm.
re-release retros.
Like since my playoff 12s are from 2004, they're still wearable, but they're not as white on the bottom as they were. Even though I really don't care about that.
Right.
It just felt like, yeah, I probably should get a new pair because I don't know how long this pair is going to last.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I can say I'm more excited about regular Nike retros that aren't Jordans or Foamposites.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones like I'm waiting for the pennies. I'm waiting for the Jason Kidds. I want stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's the kind of stuff I want. I really think at some point I'll get to where I just don't buy new releases anymore, and I'll just be looking for reachbacks.
Yeah.
I really think that could happen as well. Since I'm still very much into basketball, I'm always going to be intrigued by the new technology they put in LeBron's and KD's and Giannis's. So but I really think that to answer your question, it's already become less and less about Jordans because there's really only maybe 5 or 6 pairs left that I want that I don't have.
Right.
You know, um, so yeah, and I mean, space is always an issue. Like,
Space is crucial.
like the entire garage is full of sneakers. I have an extra room full of sneakers. There's sneakers in our bed. You know what I mean? Like it's sneakers everywhere. So,
And
you know,
don't let nobody know where you live whatsoever.
nah, nah. I mean, nah.
No.
So,
But
but
I feel you. I keep getting stuff and I don't have anywhere to put it. And I'm just putting it in random places, which is why I need to do a major sweep of everything.
yeah, what I plan on doing this summer, I'm going to actually count how many sneakers there are and figure out, what I'm going to do. If I'm going to do anything, I may not do anything, but um, yeah, logically, I know that it's kind of becoming wrong how many shoes are there, you know, but it's something I just can't shake.
And it's something that makes you happy. Like I'm a, I, I'm sorry, wife. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna say because you're reminding me of my dad right now because he is also in that headspace where he's like logically, it doesn't make sense because he's not touching them. You'll
Mm-hmm.
get them, don't wear them. They'll be on ice for literally ever. There's shoes that he's had since the time that I was alive that he has never even put on his foot, and that alone pisses him off and makes him think like, why exactly am I still doing this? But it's also like the only thing he really ever does for himself. And I think that everybody deserves to have their thing. So
Yeah,
like there should be a healthy balance, I guess.
I feel like everybody should have something the way that we have sneakers, or I mean, I've been in other things too. I mean, and I don't just collect sneakers. I mean, I have a lot of jerseys and
Mm-hmm.
I really used to be into hats, but now hats are a thing. And when I see some of these hats going for now, I'm like, nah. So I'm not there with the hats. Every short, fat, bald dude with a beard wears hats.
Stop.
It's true.
Stop.
And I know what you go out to any mall, you see a dude, and he may have his family with him. He's either got on a dad cap or fitted with a polo shirt and some cargo shorts and some sneakers. Like, I can't look like that. You know what I'm talking about, man.
Polo. I do know what you're talking about.
That's why I cut my beard off from time to time. So it's like I'm looking too much like these other niggas. I got to separate myself.
Oh my God.
So, every short, fat, bald black dude wears hats. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm not saying nothing. And there's your answer. I'm just not going to say nothing.
Oh, man. So, even with the kicks, like, he collects everything: CDs, DVDs, sports memorabilia, toys, sneakers. Something has to shake.
She is on you.
Yeah, I mean, this is light skin fire, but it's good. It's good. Yeah, like, you're getting some comments here. I love your fits. You have the best fits.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I be trying. I do.
Yeah. So before we go, what is your best fit? What's like a go-to fit? What's like, it's a sneaker event in town. You got to shine on these girls and these boys. What you coming with? What's that fit? Or can you know what? You don't even got to tell me the fit. Just give me a fit.
See, nobody knows like the things that I be going through trying to put stuff together. Cause like, again, I'm at a very strange space right now because I understand that there's more people on my page that are gonna have like different opinions and different things to say. And I truly don't care because if I'm comfortable in what I'm wearing, I'm comfortable in what I'm wearing, regardless of whether other people like it or not. If you like it, I love it. I appreciate the support, but I'm going to dress how I want to dress regardless. But sometimes if I'm at an event like that, and because I'm in Seattle, it's so low key, I haven't even gotten to experience it for real. I would love to end up flying out to the next like sneaker gathering that people do, because I know that in the summertime of this pandemic, this last year, a lot of people in the sneaker community that we're super tied into were they met up, and I would love to go and be involved in stuff like that, but I also want to get in the mix in my own city. So I've never experienced it, so I can't really say yet as far as what I would try to pull. I just know I don't like to be too try-hardish, so I'm not going to put on like an entire hype outfit and call it a day. I would probably go for the less is more thing and accessorize. That's what I've been doing more lately.
Okay. Now, are you into sports at all?
Absolutely. I'm a hooper. I love basketball.
How bad do y'all miss the Sonics?
I want my team back immediately.
Okay, so you're a hooper. So this is gonna ask me just a few more questions. So you know about the Sonics, then you know about who played there and all that. Who, in your opinion, who's the best Sonic player of all time? Gary Payton? Is it Sean Kemp? Is it Dennis Johnson?
It's Peyton for me.
Gary.
Peyton for me.
Okay, you're right. Okay, interesting. Do you think the Sonics will ever come back?
I hope. I really genuinely, I can't say. I don't know because there's been so much talk of it, and when our team was sold and turned into OKC with Kevin Durant and everybody, I don't know how likely it actually is for us to get our team back.
Okay.
I really don't know.
With your love for Seattle, because I'm assuming you love Seattle, you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Kamikazes and other Sean Kemp shoes, Gary Payton shoes in your collection at all?
I don't. Because at the time, I was too young to even understand what was going on as far as the sneakers went. I was still watching basketball. and I was definitely still playing, but I don't have any of the shoes.
I'm gonna need you to get some kamikazes
I'm working on it. I'm
and
working.
some gloves or something. I mean,
Yeah.
that's Seattle.
To
Now,
the nines.
now you're a 6Y.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna be sending you. Hey, these is this. Because I'm always on Macari at Poshmark looking for stuff. You know, so if I see something in a 6, you do a 5.5 or 6.5. Where are you at?
I can do a 5.5 because my foot is like it's tweener.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna need to get you some Sonics stuff. I mean, come on. I mean, I still wear Cleveland stuff even though I'm here in North Carolina.
I mean, you gotta rep your city.
You know.
You gotta rep your city. I travel places and still wear my Seattle gear. I don't care.
Okay. Now, between the Mariners and the Seahawks, who owns the town now since the Sonics ain't there?
The Sounders.
See, I don't even know who that is.
That's the soccer team. That's the soccer team.
That means more even than the what is the girl Sonics called? The Storm?
Seattle Storm. I love Seattle Storm. I'm always watching Seattle Storm. But as far as like who's dominating the city, honestly, Storm has it because it's basketball. But if we're talking about other sports, the Mariners, people are going to love the Mariners regardless, just because of the history and because it's our team. But the Seahawks are pissing everybody off, especially in our city specifically. Russell just left. They're very angry.
Yeah.
So I would say people are low-key probably paying more attention to our soccer team, which don't even get talked about like that, clearly, because you didn't know who they were. And obviously Seattle Storm, because people go to Storm games all the time.
Okay. And it's still in the Key Arena?
Yes.
Okay.
Even though the Key Arena technically isn't even the Key Arena anymore. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
And I only asked that because, all right, we had LeBron and Kyrie just a few years ago in Cleveland.
Right.
What? The Browns are always number one in Cleveland for some reason. The Browns even trumped it. Forgive me if there's anybody Native American in the comments, but I still call our baseball team the Indians, even though they're Guardians. They've been the Indians for over 100 years. So, yeah, they even trumped the Indians. And our city isn't the most. It's very segregated. So you know what I'm saying. It's very segregated there. So it's it's interesting to see how different cities and different things work because
I feel it's like, do you feel like your city is mainly only segregated over sports, or is it just the culture altogether?
The way the city is set up, I mean, it's just the white people are on the west side, the black people are on the east side. The suburbs are different, but as far as the culture with sports, I do think that a lot of Clevelanders that aren't into basketball look at the Cavs as just that's a black thing. Basketball is black. With football and baseball, it's a little different. But I feel like that's just a Cleveland thing.
Yeah.
So, not hating. I love my city, but
I feel that 100%. Because like Seattle, I feel like a lot of people from Seattle go mad hard for our sports and nothing else. It is so hard to get people from Seattle to actually come together and collaborate or just show each other love in general. It's like people are very bougie out here and don't want to be nice.
I got you. Okay. Last question. I promise. I just had to ask you one more question.
You're good.
So where's the hood at in Seattle?
Where's the hood?
Where's the hood at?
The CD, the South End. West Seattle used to be the hood because that's where my family's from, and we had our tires slashed in front of our house. We had all kinds of stuff happening at that old house. But it used to be West Seattle. Now it's hella gentrified. So it's like there's multiple hoods. Because if you're out in Fed, like Federal Way is an outskirt city, but if you're out in Fed, there's a whole hood reference to as Murder Row. if you're out in the South End, there's a whole hood out there with hella Crips and just all kinds of gang related activities. Um, but I say the South End, like South Seattle for real. Downtown Seattle is not the hood, but it's crusty because of all the homeless people down there. Like it is so bad. You can hop on Google right now and look up downtown Seattle and just see all of the tents and the camps. Like there's whole camps just set up. And driving into the city used to be like super exciting. You'd be like, oh, it's super pretty down here. I'm ready to go and do tourist shit because, you know, if you're a Seattle native, you don't get to do that all the time. So go down to like Pike's Place, go down to the Great Wheel, all the little stuff that we have in the city. Driving into the city, it's looking raggedy right now. They got to do something about that.
Gosh. Okay.
But
it looks crusty.
It looks crusty.
Okay. Well, listen, Jordan, I really appreciate you, being on Shorty Sneaker Conversations. Thank you.
And I appreciate you for inviting me. This has been super fun.
Yeah, it has. It has. Now, I'll definitely be at you like, hey, these kamikazes is X amount of dollars, size 5.5 or 6, or these gloves or what have you, But you being a hooper, I know you'll respect it,
Oh, for sure. For sure. And I'm a hooper that I never hooped in hype stuff. Like, I've never had Kyrie's, I've never had LeBron's. I used to hoop in oh my God, what are they called? I don't remember what they're called, but they're like Jordan 30s or 32s. I used to hoop and stuff like that. Yeah.
Been fun. I'm almost empty here. Yeah, but appreciate everybody in the comments. Thanks, y'all. Thank you again, Jordan, and I will definitely be in contact with you. I'll be checking out your
For sure.
Oops. And I'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Peace, everybody.
Bye.